I know in these videos I often get, she talks a lot, can she shut up? Apparently I talk a lot, but you know, I feel like anyone who's genuinely really interested in getting something like this done or just wanting to kind of educate themselves on it, they want to hear the whole story and, you know, the personal experience as well as just the frequently asked questions and stuff. So that's why I kind of put it out there. I know that when I'm looking for videos for stuff, you know, the more personal and relatable it is, the more kind of at ease I feel about whatever it is that I'm getting done. But oh my goodness, the pain-free life for the last 3 months was so worth that. Hi, my name's Amea, welcome back to my channel. Today I am talking to you about my Botox in my masseters for my jaw pain. I had a lot of questions over on Instagram and on my other videos, so I thought we'd go over some like FAQs as well. And since I've had it done for the second time today, I can talk a bit more about how it lasted with me and everything, and we can go over all of it in a little bit more depth, a little bit more kind of properly, as opposed to the other one, which is like a bit more relaxed kind of vlog style. So yeah, if you like these kinds of videos, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I've got playlists on all of the you know, injectables and my eyelid surgery and all things like that on my channel, so you can definitely check those out if you're wanting to research for yourself or you're just interested to hear more about them, because injectables can get like a really bad rap, so it's good to be, you know, educated and, you know, have your eyes open to some new things. I think that a lot of people have really negative views on injectables and stuff because they only really notice like the bad ones. But yeah, anyway, that is it. Let's jump into the actual video now. I got a bunch of questions over on Instagram. I asked last night, you know, what questions you guys had, because I was going in to get, you know, another session on my jaw done. So, you know, I thought if I don't know the answer to any, I can just ask Sandra. Most of them were pretty straightforward and a lot of the questions were very, very similar. So I thought we could go over them and I can talk a little bit about, yeah, my experience. So I found probably for the last year I was starting to get jaw pain, and I noticed, and I would wake up doing it, where I would be clenching my jaw. I didn't grind my teeth, but yeah, I'd just be clenching it really hard, and I noticed that I was also doing this during the day. So I actually asked my Instagram fam for advice, and I said, you know, what should I do? And a lot of people either said try Botox for the jaw or a mouth guard. Now, since I found that I was also clenching my jaw during the day, I wasn't just waking up during the night doing it, a mouth guard I didn't think would actually help me because you're only wearing that when you go to bed. And I also do have a retainer that I sleep in, so if I was grinding my teeth, you know, that kind of adds like a little bit of a layer where I can't really rub them together, but yeah, I'm just straight up clenching the jaw. So yes, the other option was Botox. There was one more option, which was seeing a TMJ specialist, so that's like a jaw specialist. I thought let's just start with the Botox and see, because otherwise, you know, you have to pay for a specialist, and you know, they're gonna go down the route of full-on surgery and, you know, possibly like, you know, having to have your mouth wide shut, you know, after surgery and stuff. So I was like, let's start with something less invasive, see if we can rule it out before we go like crazy with all of that. So I went to Coco, which is the skin clinic part of cosmetic surgery for women and men in Hawthorne in Melbourne, and I was actually asking for recommendations of where to go, because I normally go there for everything else, but that's more you know, like physical changes and stuff. So I don't know why it didn't hit my head that I could go there for something that was more like medical. So it was actually Sandra who normally does it for me. It's like, I can do it, and I thought, great, because I know her and I trust her. So yeah, I went in and I got it in my jaw, in our masseter muscles, so just here. So I got 20 units on each side. She's put her fingers here and asked me to clench as she could feel them, really nice and strong, so she knew that that should definitely help me. If we, you know, fast forward, sorry, not rewind, we fast forward to today when I went back in. I actually took Adam with me because he like clenches and stuff a lot, but I didn't think it was his jaw, and she checked and his like little masseter muscles are really weak. So that's not what's causing his neck pain. It's completely, you know, different. So, you know, she can definitely tell a difference, and it's not like everyone you're gonna, you know, bite down and feel it. She could tell the difference, you know, for people. The only thing is afterwards you just can't lay down for 4 hours. I get really paranoid, and I try and do like the full day, and you know, you're not really meant to be like rubbing it or stuff anything afterwards, because it can kind of transfer and move around to the other muscles. That's what happens when people get the wonky smiles. So yes, mine lasted 3 months, just under actually, because today is 3 months to the day. And then last week I started to notice I was getting a little bit of pain coming back, but I caught myself actually clenching my jaw a lot more, so that's why I came back. So if I stay on top of it, it should last me, you know, a good 3 months now, as I start to, you know, get it done more frequently. Now when I got it done for the first time, my eyes were kind of watering a little bit more. It did hurt a little bit more than what I am used to with the other Botox in my face, and that definitely was almost gone when I had it today for the second time. It was better than last time, I think, as well.
Was it?
Yeah, less sensitive. And so it's not, you know, a big deal or anything. It does like sting a little bit more afterwards. So generally, you know, you feel the little prick, and the Botox can sting a bit, especially the first 1 or 2 times you get it in a certain area, you feel that a little bit more. Today I could barely feel the pricks, and I felt that sting a bit, but it wasn't very bad at all. Now, one of the happy side effects that you can get with these ones, and some people don't do it for clenching, they just do it for this, is it actually will slim down your face. So if you think of these muscles just here, which are responsible for, you know, like chewing lots and clenching lots and all those kinds of things. Like I used to have severe pain just chewing my food sometimes. So this muscle was a lot bigger because it's, you know, built, it's working out all the time, a lot more than just when you're generally eating and stuff. You know, if I'm subconsciously, you know, tensing it, that's working it out even more. So that's why it's was getting so like big, and I didn't notice it was that, you know, big or anything at the time. But she did say, you know, it might slim out a little bit, but 20 units isn't generally what they would give someone, you know, for slimming. I mean, they'd start with it, but they can, you know, probably up it a little bit more. So in terms of the actual pain, I found that, you know, for the first week or two it felt a little bit funny, just like with any of my Botox. You know, your body's used to being able to move a certain muscle a certain way, and it's kind of just like freaking out for a little minute, and then it gets used to it and it stops trying to use it so hard, and it just relaxes. And yeah, all of the actual like jaw pain and clenching stopped for me after 2 weeks. And then I noticed I started noticing after about a month, and then when I went in at 2 months for a little touch up of, I think, crow's feet Botox, Sandra asked me, oh, have you lost more weight? And I'm like, no, I definitely haven't, you know, especially over Christmas, not losing any weight there. And I did have people asking me more and more, have you lost more weight? Have you lost more weight? And then I realized it was actually this, my face has slimmed down. So we went and we took some, you know, more photos so we could compare them side by side. And whoa, it really made such a big difference to slimming my face. She said that a lot of people, you know, you really need to give them quite a lot, and it takes longer for you to see those visual effects because you need the time for the muscle to stop being big and working out. You picture going to the gym all of the time and working out there, getting lots of muscles. If you stop working out, your muscles aren't going to disappear overnight. It's going to take a little bit of time for them to kind of shrink down back to normal. So that's a little bit about that timeline for, you know, the pain versus, you know, the visual kind of look. So yeah, if you're wanting to do it just for looks wise, you might need to get a little bit more. It should last a little bit longer, I would presume, because like my face is still slim even though I'm starting to get the pain back, but that's because I was only just starting to work it out again a little bit more. So think of it that way, and if I kept working it out, then maybe like in a month or two, or, you know, I might start seeing a bit bigger, but because I had it touched up again today, it's fine. Quick warning, a little timestamp here coming up to skip forward to if you don't want to see the needles going in. Okay, so we're going to run through the questions, and some of them are similar, as I said, so I might not answer all of them because yeah, just repeating it. So how painful is it? How do they do it? What other risks do you recommend? So how painful is it? I didn't personally find it very painful. I think I'm kind of a baby as well with pain, but Adam actually got his forehead done with Botox today, just to help with sweating, and he said, oh Amea, that was painful. So I think it's just, I mean, picture, you know, if you do your brows, you know, if you think that you're plucking your brows and it kind of just make your eyes water a little bit, but it's not that bad, but then you do it for your boyfriend or something and they are like such a baby over it because it's not like a sensation they're used to. So I don't think it's that bad, and it is over so quickly. What are the risks? So Botox doesn't really have risks in the aspect of doing something that's really detrimental to you. I mean, obviously anytime you're piercing the skin, you can get an infection, so you want to make sure that whoever's doing it is cleaning everything properly before, you know, using disposable little syringes and, you know, cleaning their hands or wearing gloves. But other than that, the only problem is if they're injecting it either in the wrong place and it travels somewhere that it's not meant to. That's when you can get, you know, if it's in the forehead, get the eye, or in the jaw area if it comes too high. That's when you see the wonky smile because they can't, you know, one side will be too weak to lift it. But Sandra actually mentioned to me today that the amount that would shift there is so tiny, it would only be like a little bit wonky when you smile for a few weeks. What were your symptoms before Botox? So I didn't have like piercing headaches or migraines or anything like that. Some people get that from, you know, clenching and grinding their jaw so much, but that is what the case is for some people. But for mine, it was just jaw pain, like really just tender, and the muscles around my face were just really sore from always tensing. I internalize a lot of my stress and anxiety. I used to always say, I don't get stressed, I don't get anxiety, like I'm fine. But it isn't until I internalize it all that it then manifests itself in a different way on my body, and I'm like, where's this coming from? So it'd be like, you know, my skin will start breaking out, or, you know, my stomach will get upset, or, you know, my body starts tensing up. How long does it last? I'm really bad at clenching my jaw and giving myself tension migraines. Yeah, so it lasts about 3 months. So that's normal for Botox, is about 3 months for it to last. Yeah, as I said, mine was a little bit less than that because mine are very, very strong. And I think, you know, it started coming back at the start of the year. It was kind of, you know, when all the stresses were starting to come back through for me as well. So maybe, you know, I think mine are just very, very strong. Does the Botox have any visible effects, or does it just help pain? Yeah, so as I said, for a lot of people, the dose that I had, you might not see like a physical change or visible change. It will just help with that pain. But also, you know, if you do have it to slim down the face, Sandra was saying that some people just have like a bigger face or a round face. That's just how their face is built. So it's only going to slim the face if your face is wider from those masseter muscles being bigger. Is the jaw pain really bad? Yes, mine was really bad. Now it's not. It's a little bit tender now because, you know, obviously I just had like a bunch of needles stabbed into it this morning. That's what I was saying. That's why I don't have any makeup on, because I get paranoid, like, you know, rubbing it or anything. So it's just over 5 hours since I've had it on now, so, you know, I could be fine to touch it, but I think I look fine. You guys are used to seeing me with little to no makeup on anyway, so I didn't feel like I had to put it on just to film this video. But yeah, just be careful if you're going and putting makeup on straight away and you're really rubbing it around like this. I just try and like pat on your makeup afterwards, and you definitely can do it because Sandra offered to put on makeup for me afterwards if I wanted it, and I was like, nah, it's fine, like I don't have anything on, so just leave it. Okay, so how are you recommended Botox? As I said, my lovely followers are the ones who suggested it, and Sandra, you know, checked out my, you know, little muscles, and she could tell that it would definitely make a difference for me. How long do the effects last? I grind my teeth and have arthritis in my jaw from it. So yeah, as I said, about 3 months. Arthritis in your jaw, that would be so painful. I always struggle with jaw pain ever since I was little, and wondering how effective it is. It is effective if the jaw pain is from those masseter muscles. You know, it's worth trying. You're going to be spending a lot of money to see a specialist anyway, and it won't hurt. Like, it won't do any damage on that side as long as you're going somewhere good. So yeah, you may as well try it, see if it helps you out. How often do you get it done? Every 3 months. So yeah, a lot of people asking like the same kind of questions. Did it hurt much? How long did it last? Already answered. Does that amount also slim your face? So yeah, as I said, for me, it made a big difference to slimming my face, but it's not necessarily going to make a huge visible difference to everyone, the amount that I had. How many units does she typically use each side? So I had 20 on each side. She was saying though that Asians do tend to have a lot stronger masseters, so they can take a lot more. She said she usually would still start with 20, but she might increase that to 30 or even more. Does it affect anything else? So yeah, obviously, you know, it's for pain, but it also can help slim the face. I did find that my jaw was clicking a lot for the first 2 weeks. That's what I was saying, you know, it felt like a bit funny for the first week or two, but then that just almost like at 2 weeks, it just stopped. It was fine, pain went away, everything was fine. So just, yeah, avoid like chewing gum and really like hard foods for the first like week or two if you experience that, because it's like a little bit annoying. I did also have someone say on the little vlog style video that I put up about my jaw Botox last time that, you know, I look fine, I don't need anything else done. And as I said, you know, this originally it was just for the jaw pain that I had. It wasn't, you know, to physically change my face. You know, the face slimming was literally just like a really happy side effect. And I mean, at the end of the day, whenever you're trying to change your face or body and you're focusing on a certain area, changing that, it can change how other parts of your face look. For example, when you watch Botched or any of those plastic surgery shows, people go in saying like, I need a nose job. And then a lot of the time, the people who need a nose job or feel like they need a nose job, they have a weak chin and it makes their nose look bigger. So actually if they bring out their chin, it kind of balances that. For example, like when I had my eyelids done, I noticed, you know, my eyebrows, like my face is just, you know, a little bit asymmetrical. The more things you change, you either, one, don't have any problems there, so fixate on something else, or, you know, it just kind of changes the balance of your face. So I noticed definitely, you know, now that I'm slimmer here, that my forehead looks bigger, I couldn't care less though. And I did also feel like a little bit round as it started coming, because I was so square. So then I started feeling round, and I do notice, like, you know, my double chin a little bit more. You still have to be comfortable in yourself to know when to stop. So I have a lot of people tell me, you know, I've gone too far, I've done too much. But if you look at a before and after, yes, there's a drastic difference, but in no way do I look fake. If I'm walking down the street, nobody knows. I have a lot of people, you know, in my personal life who don't know about the stuff that I've had done, and they will straight up to my face be saying, oh, did you see so-and-so's terrible filler and Botox and blah, blah, blah. Like, who would get that? And I'm kind of like, well, me. And they have no idea. And as I said at the start, it's just because people only, you know, people who aren't experienced in Botox and filler and all of that, they only notice the really bad botched jobs, the really subtle natural changes that people have had. You know, they shouldn't really be that visible to the eye. At the end of the day, if there was like a worldwide Botox shortage, I wouldn't be worried about how I would look. The only concern I would have would be about my jaw pain. Anyway, that's like a big ramble. I just wanted to chat about that as well. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. I'm gonna link the clinic where I go down below as well. I could not trust anyone else with my face. I see Sandra all the time, I've seen Tina as well, and she's also really great. But that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
I'm like, ooh, I like it like that. She making that cash, she bring it right back. Keep it going for me, keep it going for me. Bust it open for me, love it when you throw it to me. I'm like, ooh.